Today we are going to take you on a journey that will reveal the horrifying truth and dark sides of a country often known for its vibrant culture and beautiful landscapes, Brazil. While Brazil may be known for its carnival and soccer, there's a hidden reality that we must confront, so let's dive deep into the untold stories that need our attention. Is it possible that a country so highly spirited is hiding the other side of its face? What exactly does Brazil's shadow look like? Drugs, homicides, gang wars, and more. Where does it all end? The real Brazil is hiding behind a facade. Let's uncover the truth. Brazil has been struggling with high crime rates for years. From petty theft to organized crime, the country has been grappling with challenges. Cities like Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo have always witnessed a surging number of violent crimes. These horrifying crimes include drug-related incidents and gang wars. It is appalling how innocent lives are caught in the crossfire, leaving communities shattered. And this is not something that has only happened once or twice. This happens more often than expected. Brazil has a shadow of darkness lingering within it. Behind the glittering and vibrant tourist destinations that people from the whole world come to visit, there lies a stark and often not spoken about contrast of wealth and poverty. Brazil struggles with severe income inequality, where the wealthiest live in luxury while millions in favelas face daily struggles for survival. Lack of access to education, healthcare, and basic amenities perpetuate the cycle of poverty, leaving many marginalized communities to fend for themselves. There is immense social inequality in Brazil. Though the country flaunts a great lifestyle, richness, and luxury, there is a huge chunk of people that are homeless. Let's move on to seeing how the environment is affected. Brazil is home to the famous and rich Amazon rainforest, known as the lungs of the earth. However, rigorous deforestation and illegal logging have taken a significant toll on this vital ecosystem. The consequences of damaging the Amazon rainforest is way more than you can fathom. To explain it simply, not much of the body can be saved if the lungs are decayed. The destruction of the rainforest not only impacts the environment, but also threatens indigenous communities and numerous plant and animal species. The people of Brazil have encroached upon this wonderful resource, and they continue to do so. This will have a devastatingly large impact on the equilibrium of the earth. Let's now talk about indigenous rights. The indigenous communities of Brazil have faced centuries of oppression and marginalization. Their land and way of life are often threatened by deforestation, mining, and land grabs. Despite legal protections, many indigenous people continue to face violence and struggle to preserve their traditions and heritage. With that comes human rights concerns. Human rights abuses remain a grave concern in Brazil. Incidents of police brutality, particularly in favelas, have raised questions about law enforcement practices and accountability. Additionally, violence against women, racial discrimination, and LGBTQ+ rights issues demand attention and action. There is also a massive lack of access to education and healthcare. Many marginalized communities struggle to access quality education and healthcare services, perpetuating cycles of poverty and inequality. One of the biggest contributing factors is this. Let's dive deeper into how lack of education and healthcare is taking a toll on Brazil. Beginning with education. Quality of education. The quality of education in Brazil varies significantly between urban and rural areas. In rural regions and impoverished urban areas, access to quality education has been limited due to inadequate infrastructure, lack of resources, and poorly trained teachers. High dropout rates. Brazil has historically struggled with high dropout rates, especially at the secondary level. Economic factors, the need to work, and violence in some communities contribute to students leaving school prematurely. Inequality among groups of students based on their background. There is a notable disparity in educational opportunities between different socioeconomic groups. Children from wealthier families often have access to better educational resources, while those from low-income families face more challenges. Moving on to healthcare. The public healthcare system is bad. Brazil's public healthcare system, known as the Unified Health System, Sistemático Único de Saúde, or SUS, is strained and faces various challenges, including underfunding and inefficiencies. Unequal access. Healthcare access is uneven across the country, with better services available in major urban centers compared to remote or rural areas. Indigenous populations and those living in favelas or impoverished regions often have limited access to healthcare. The situation of these folks from Brazil is so bad that their suffering is usually hidden and is not revealed to the world. Sadly, there's not much being done to address this problem. Wait times and quality. Long wait times for medical attention and services are a pressing issue in the public healthcare system, affecting timely access to medical treatment. Healthcare professionals. There may be a shortage of healthcare professionals, particularly in remote areas, leading to limited access to medical expertise. Infectious diseases. Brazil has faced outbreaks of infectious diseases like dengue, Zika, and more recently, COVID-19. These outbreaks can put additional strain on the healthcare system and disproportionately affect vulnerable populations. The delicate healthcare system has usually turned out to be ill-prepared to handle times of crises. Hang out in our channel, like, share, and subscribe so that you hear more about unraveling stories and situations. Let me tell you, it is important to note that Brazil's government has been making efforts to address these issues, but the challenges are complex and require sustained investment and dedication to create significant improvements. Additionally, civil society organizations and international aid efforts also play a role in supporting education and healthcare initiatives in the country. This brings us more details about this topic. Urban violence and favelas. Let's elaborate on favelas. The growth of urban violence has drastically increased, especially due to the establishment of prolonged existence of favelas, which are informal settlements or slums. These pose significant social and security issues. There is nothing else we can do other than attribute this to heavy political instability. Brazil's political instability has had significant effects on the country's growth and economic development. The country has experienced periods of political turmoil, corruption scandals, and changes in leadership, which have created an uncertain business environment and hindered long-term planning and policy making. The current situation might be such that it appears to be beyond repair. Fiscal discipline can be considered as a root cause for this problem of instability. Political instability can make it difficult to implement necessary fiscal reforms and maintain fiscal discipline. This can lead to budget deficits and rising public debt, potentially affecting macroeconomic stability. This is a vicious cycle that the administrators of the country have been trapped in. The governance effectiveness. Frequent changes in leadership and political instability can impact governance effectiveness. It may become challenging to implement long-term strategies and execute necessary reforms to address economic challenges effectively. Corruption and accountability. Political instability has often been linked to corruption scandals, which can weaken public trust in government institutions and divert resources away from essential public services and development projects. Brazil has definitely been a victim of these scandals. The gang wars and corruption has gotten the better of Brazil. The worst bit of this is that it has affected the common masses of the country. Not only has it affected governance, but also has affected the economy. Due to this unstable and ever-changing leadership, there have been economic challenges. The country has faced economic instability, with fluctuations in GDP growth, inflation, and unemployment rates affecting the well-being of its citizens. Not to mention, a large set of people affected by this is from the poorer community of Brazil that remain hidden behind the starry image of Brazil. Civil society organizations and international aid efforts are being done in order to improve the situation. However, if you also want to play a role in supporting education and healthcare initiatives in the country, let us know what you would do differently in the comments below. Facing the horrifying truth and dark sides of Brazil is essential to initiate meaningful change. While we have highlighted some of the challenges, it is crucial to remember that Brazil is also a country of resilient people with rich cultural diversity. Addressing these issues requires a collective effort from citizens, policymakers, and the international community. Let's stand together to create a brighter future for this beautiful nation. Thank you for staying tuned.